Hello, screeners. How you doing? It's me, the one AJ, Anthony Jordan. Apologies for the exactly 5 minutes on the nose delay. Internet just kicking me up.
And it's me, it's Nico Lurot, double V, Daddy Goo, head of Movie Mount Rushmore on Twitter, and I fucking hate people this week, AJ.
You hit me with something. Sorry, I've just changed my mic. My bike is back. My mic is back with me for the first time.
Yeah.
You hit me with something. Is that the person that winds you up?
Which person?
Oh, sorry, one sec. You hit me with some noise. Somebody pissing you off in the week. Is that the person?
Oh, what the Twitter thing?
Yeah.
Oh no, that was wonderful. That was poetic justice.
Cool.
That just was like, okay, well, if there was any doubt, that's now there for the whole world to see. Like, you've buried your own grave on that one, my friend. Thanks for doing the hard work for me. Like, you tried to steal our show idea, then you give up after a few seasons. We've been here before you, and we've been here longer than you, and the stats show that. But yeah, it's really cool that when I called you out on that, you went block. Not going to give the person the fucking oxygen to drop their name on a podcast, but it is on the Twitter feed, Movie Mount Rushmore.
Movie empty.
Twat-face McGee decided to block us after trying to steal our show idea, and I decided to call him out on it. No, I just don't know how you work in events, mate. I don't know how you can be surrounded by people for as long and as much as you are. I hate people. Hate people this week.
If I'm going to be honest, I have a great team around me. Not that I'm that main person, but I have a great team around me, so that helps. I would have probably ripped out every locks already, and it would have been back to the old school AJ hairstyle had it not been for a lot of people around me. That's one part of it, but no, you can get some real self-entitled people who can really, really challenge you. So I can only but feel your pain without even going into it. You can share. I'm not saying don't share if you don't wish to.
Bro, like I we'd be here all night. I'll give you one of the little instances. Like there's just been like a series of events this week. There was one that happened tonight vis-a-vis of someone taking the piss with my missus, which has really put my back up against the wall. But I won't share that because it's got some sensitive shit in it. But no, here's a little one. So we not last night, but for Valentine, just not last night, over the weekend, we got Leia's godmother to come and, babysit. And we've gone to a hotel and we've come back from the hotel and we've driven past this. This is going to sound like the most Nico thing ever, bro. You're going to be like, why is he being so petty about this? It's like, just work with me. We've driven past this restaurant, which is called La Basque, right?
Okay.
But on La Basque, it says Taste of Italy. And I've gone, huh? The fuck? And Anya said, what? And I'm like, that's like the worst branding I've ever seen. And she's like, well, why? I'm like, well, that's a French word. At push, a Spanish because of the Basque Country also being technically part of Spain. There's nothing to do with Italy. And she's like, oh, maybe it means something in Italian. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Hey, Siri. Siri doesn't. No, not now, darling. Fucking Siri actually just turned on. So Siri can't find anything. So I do a little manual search. Does Basque mean anything in Italian? Nothing. And then I just went simpler. Basque meaning Italian? Nothing. And I come back to her, I'm like, nah, it's just bad marketing. Fucking Uber boy decides to get involved then. And he says, oh, it doesn't mean anything in French either. I'm like, bruv, do you want to go there with me? Like, I said, don't let the Queen's English accent fool you. I'm French. And he turned around and went, me too. I went, so the next part all happened in French, okay? So for the sake of people listening, I'm not going to speak French, but
so he was genuinely French.
Après, c'était en français. What we did from here on out, everything you're about to hear happened in French, okay? So I said, oh, great. So we can speak French to each other. He went, yeah, absolutely. And then he tried calling me out. He was like, what? So what do you think La Basque means in French? I'm like, it means something from the Basque Country. You know what dickhead turns around and says? Says, no, it means it means a Basque woman. I'm like, hold up.
What? You what? So we've gone from it means nothing to it means a Basque woman. But
hey, 10 points for my good best friend right there. And that's exactly what I said to him. I'm like, hang on. You've literally just told me that it means nothing. Why are you now telling me that what I'm saying it means is wrong? Are you one of those yes but no but yes but men? And then he didn't say anything. And I thought, you know what? I'll try and end it on an amicable note. You're not getting a 5-star review, but let's try and get you back up to a 4, because at the moment you're hovering at about a 2. Let's see if we can get you back up to a 4-star rating. Let's try and end amicably, and let's see if you're not a complete twat. And I said, again, in French, I'm like, oh, so what part of France do you come from? Which region? And he got really defensive of that. I said, well, what part do you come from? I'm like, oh, my family's from Paris, bro. And I was like, I didn't actually address the aggression that followed. Like, oh, where are you from? Respect to that mug, by the way.
Thank you.
And he was like, yeah, I'm actually not French. I'm Algerian. And I was like, oh, bro.
How did I guess? How did I guess it was going to be from Algeria?
I said something that I semi-regret and also semi-don't. I said, well, when you know one, you know them all, I guess.
Putain merde. For those of us listening, for those of you listening from Algeria, that's not a diss.
No, I actually wasn't dissing the nation of Algeria there. The fact of the matter is, the man had fucking tried to call me out in front of my fucking wife. And it's like, don't fucking play Mr. Big Dick with me. And then not expecting a reaction. Because like a pikey, it's a serious fucking reaction. One instant.
Aside from that, though, did you guys have a good Valentine's?
That was a great Valentine, mate. How about you?
Yeah. The missus is going for a bit of a funny medical thing at the moment. It's nothing serious. It's just certain stuff react to her at the wrong time and stuff like that. So we made the most of it. Got through a few romantic movies. Sauté potatoes are my new thing. I've taken those on as a challenge recently. So she's a fan of those. Done a bit of that. Done my first rump steak as well. So things are going cool.
You did your first rump steak. Was that a euphemism?
No. It's an actual.
No, okay. Followed by a good old Portuguese breakfast. I was like, we're definitely not talking about food anymore, are we?
No. We are still on food. Like, I've ordered a load of rump steaks. Don't get me wrong. I just done my first one. Yeah, we both enjoyed it. Well, my first pair of rump steaks. Like, So things are going good, man. Can't complain.
Good, better than me. I'm very happy that I'm self-employed and I don't have to deal with people other than the Silver Screen dudes in our film family. Love you guys in the chat. Love our pod squad. Love our VOD squad. Love our live squad. Until you decide to be dicks to me. Republic Productions, I've got one eye on you if you're here. Let's see who's in the chat. Francis Lalonde here. Raquel Welch. Yep. R.I.P. R.I.P. Yeah. Raquel's gone, mate. Raquel's gone, sadly. R.I.P. Very sad. Richard J. Skarenkis here. Scream 2, Scream 3, Rocky 3, Rocky 4, Ghostbusters 2. These are all very nice choices.
One of those makes the list.
Yes. Gavin Mann says, good evening. All sad news about Raquel Welch, and inevitably have to bring up my honorable mention, 1 million years BC, which I watched growing up. The iconicity of her role was solidified in Shawshank. Yeah, definitely. Ibrahim El Malah's back. Hello, Ibrahim. How everyone thought you're cancelling tonight because Nico's watching that Arsenal versus City game. You must be joking, Ibrahim. If I was to cancel, it would be for Chelsea versus Dortmund, who are playing tonight. I don't want to know about those two teams. Riri Thomas is here. Hello, Riri. Hello, and good evening to you both. Two films I can think of: 500 Days of Summer and in Guilty Pleasure. Sorry, Jet Li's The One. Those are good movies.
500 Days of Summer very nearly was watched last night, but the missus wasn't in the mood, so I didn't. And The One is on, like, it was number 11. I was like, do I put The One? But it just didn't make it for me.
Word 789 is here. What's in the box? And Francis Lalonde adds, always love that British saying, taking the piss. Gavin Mann, another one, the estate agent from Swindon. Yes, add him to the list of dicks too. Francis Lalonde with a Dexter's Lab omelette du fromage. If you know, you know. Word 789 says, here is me hoping that movie 43 made it on the list. Not for me, I'm afraid. I've just got to address this next comment because, hey, I'm in a bad fucking mood. Apocalyptic Apocalypticva. Hi, I want to offer promotion to your channel. Viewers, followers, views, chatbots. The price is lower than any competitor. The quality is guaranteed to be the best. Auto on, incredibly flexible and convenient. Order management panel. Everything is in your hands. Turn it on, off, customize. Go to dodgehype.com. Okay, first off, when you write something .com with the dot being DOT, first off, you know that's a scam. Secondly, you pond scum motherfucker, get off my channel. You're banned. There is, okay, let me just lay things out here for people, all right? You cannot buy clout, all right? You either have a very, very small community like we do who are loyal and who will come back week after week, or you're a mega generating content machine, which is putting out content multiple times every day and has millions and millions of subscribers. Whatever you're doing, just be happy with what you're doing and be proud of the job you're in and be proud of the content you're making, which is exactly what AJ and I are here at the Movie Mount Rushmore. People like this pun scum, this ass clown, this dickzit offering you fake clout, like how to get your any content you've made and make it irrelevant. Buy bots. Don't do it. Also, get the fuck off our channel.
There is not anything that you said that I disagree with. Short of the thing that I honestly 95% believe that was a bot in itself, so there's no one actually getting.
Cool. So
yeah, but I agree. Listen, bro, I agree.
Fuck off. Freaking international criminals, as far as I'm concerned.
Gosh, if I had my other phone
out
with
their
me,
money.
If I had my other phone with me, and I swear to you, this is not a joke. I'm even tempted to call the missus to bring the phone. Here was a scam for me. Hello, my name is, and you ready for what the name was?
What?
No, ready. If only. And I can't remember the exact thing, but it was something along the lines of, "Hello, my name is 7896258."
Bro, they're not even trying anymore.
I was like, you really want me to respond to something that has given me a series of digits as a name? Go fuck yourself.
This is the other thing. This is another reason I'm in a bad mood. I actually got scammed today. Like, me. Bro, but I've got receipts for this shit. Like, I can get it reversed like that. All this cost me was an hour with the bank, sending them some script. I'm not going to go into detail of how it happened, but it was, you know, they got me. You know, and I actually managed to get them on the phone afterwards. And because I watch a channel called Scammer Payback, which millions of followers, I cannot recommend a Piro get Scammer Payback enough. Stay smart. Don't be like me and don't get scammed. But by watching him, because he speaks Hindu, you pick up a lot of very good Hindu insults there. So, yes, calling them things like Alakachutia and Randi Kalatka. If you're watching, that one's for you.
Banchod always goes down well as well.
Which one?
Banchod.
Banchod.
Yeah.
What does this mean?
I can't remember exactly. I think it's motherfucker or sister fucker, something along that line. Okay.
Alakachutia is sister fucker.
Oh, right. Okay. So Banchod must be motherfucker. And Fuddy, I believe, is pussy. But I'm not going to go any further because that's as much as I know, actually. And hey, we're 13 minutes in. But anyone wishes to share international
I'm going to bury my bad mood now and let's be in a happy mood. Let's talk some movies. That usually makes me happy.
If you know
what. That's why you're my best friend. Great throwback. Where the fuck is our download on Spotify overlay?
It was there.
Is it?
It was there.
Oh, it's here. Sorry, I'm being blind. Boom. There we go. Right. I've breathed. I've ranted. Let's get into this.
Before we get into it, would you like to tell people what we're going to get into?
It's a fucking movie show, all right?
Ooh, day after Valentine's Day, he's all happy.
Just enjoy it and get on with it. No, I'm kidding. So for those of you tuning in for the first time, thank you so much for joining us. If you are new to the Movie Mount Rushmore podcast, please do be sure to like the video, share the video with anyone who you think may be interested. Please do hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. But how does the show actually work? AJ and I each get assigned a topic. We go our separate ways. We come right back here into the recording and to the live stream and deliver to you, the film familia, the silver screen dudes, our individual top 10s. This week, AJ will go first, delivering his bottom 3. I will then deliver my bottom 3. AJ will then deliver his next 2. I will deliver my next 2. And when we get to our top 5, we will trade one apiece. If at any time while we're running off our individual top 10 lists, one person has a movie in a high position, that person will say
punt.
And we will punt and talk about that movie when we get to the high position. Once we have both rounded off our individual top 10s, we will create, in the voice of Chandler Bing, the movie Mount Rushmore. These are the 4 quintessential diverse must-see movies of this genre, which this week is
Top 10 movies with a number in the title.
long
Now,
time
you cannot
coming.
include sequels, prequels, threequels, fourquels, and the rest of them. It has to be an individual movie. However, certain sequels can count should you wish. For instance, and I don't want to put a spoiler into it, you could have something like Blade Runner 2049. That's a sequel, but it's also got numbers in its title. Something like potentially Ocean's 8, because it's based on 8 people. It's not the fact that it's not a prequel to the other film. These are just other ones that could work. So yes, it can work. So I don't want anyone jumping in like, that's a prequel.
Films like The Two Towers is a sequel. So that would be a no. Hurt me to leave that off.
No. But The Two Towers is based on the fact that it's the Two Towers. It's the second film, but it's the Two Towers based on what they're going for. It's not number 2 because of anything else, no? It should have been in you fully valid.
Sorry, what the fuck was that logic?
It's because they're going to the Two Towers or something, no?
It's a sequel.
Yes, but it's not Lord of the Rings 2. It's The Two Towers. The Two Towers isn't in there for anything else. But
I haven't played it that way. I'm like, if it's a sequel, it's not getting.
I haven't done it, but it could have worked. It could have worked based on that. For instance, even like, okay, here's another one that hasn't made the list for me. Another 48 Hours. It's still 48 hours within the title. It could have been. It would have been fully.
You've gone that way, have you? No, I've not gone that way at all. That's fine.
I don't believe I've got any sequels. I actually don't have any sequels, but those would have worked because it's the separate title. It's Lord of the Rings 2, The Two Towers. So it would have worked. The Two Towers is the title. Even let's say that was the first film, it would have gone through. Do you get what I mean?
Not the way I've gone about it, but I respect that.
It's not in my. I actually can't think of one that would have done it.
Ruby Thomas has asked, have either of you seen the film Nightingale? Sorry, The Nightingale. Really tough watch, but the acting is great. It's also directed by Jennifer Kent, who directed The Babadook. Also a great film. The Nightingale is great. I'll have to check that one out, Ruby. I'm a big fan of Jennifer Kent. Haven't seen that one. And Republic Productions is here. Hello, Republic Productions. 7 and 12 Angry Men for the win. Noted.
Right.
Noted.
Right. Now, before after, the Silver Screen must-see movie goes over to you, the screeners, where it makes it even tougher. Because what you have to do, you have to head on over to that movie MT.
AJM, sorry to cut you off, mate. AJM, sorry to cut you off, bro.
Movie Pulse, funded by good old JT from We Love Movies, where you get to.
Your signal is all over the place, mate. I'm really, really sorry.
That is so weird. Because everything's as is every other week.
Kind of come back. You sort of come back. You're very pixelated. You're less pixelated. You are
back.
You are returning. You're back. Back in black, brother.
I'll take it.
Woo, I'm on a fucking fire mood.
Shimon! I'll take it. Anyway.
You should be okay now. Sorry, carry on with the whole JT bit again because I want to make sure our man gets his dues.
We Love Movies. Yeah, at Movie Pulse, you funded by JT of We Love Movies. That's where you will get to vote for once because we'll be retweeting what JT puts out, and you will get to crown El Capitan, El Numero Uno, the best of the best of the best, with honors. And in the words of Highlander, in the end, there could be only one. There we are. And last week, our contenders were?
A topic rather.
Oh, yeah, that was the one. Last week, our topic was?
Best movie led by a British female.
And the contenders were?
We Need to Talk About Kevin, starring Tilda Swinton, Sense and Sensibility, starring Emma Thompson, The Sound of Music, starring Julie Andrews, and My Fair Lady, starring Audrey Hepburn.
Do you know the Sense and Sensibility, Sound of Music, and My Fair Lady are so very British, aren't they? Whereas We Need to Talk About Kevin just happens to feature a British actress. Sense and Sensibility at number 4.
No, this shocked me. No.
Damn. Oh, please. I'm going to say this, but it's going to say with real bit lip. My Fair Lady?
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. The pain. The pain.
Like,
I'm going to go back to pixelation. How dare you guys hurt Audrey Hepburn like that?
you get me? 15% for My Fair Lady.
Oh, God. Oh.
Dirty.
Should have been Roman Holiday. Okay. Right. Sense and Sensibility at number 3.
Correct. 17%.
No, they're not going to do Julie Andrews. We need to talk about Kevin at number 2.
20% for We Need to Talk About Kevin. Sound of Music fucking destroyed, mate. Destroyed. 48%. It was like, it's not even a competition.
So going back to what we said last week when Jazz was with us, this was Julie Andrews getting her. Sorry, Julie Andrews getting her revenge for not being Eliza Doolittle. There we go.
There you go. Yes, literally. Mega revenge. This was, bro, this was a thrashing of thrashings. Just before we get into it, guys, I do want to send a massive shout out to Jazz at the People's Polygraph. Thank you so much for joining us last week, Jazz, and thank you to everyone who welcomed her onto the show. And I also want to send a special shout out to Dave, Rob, and Irina at the Bigger Movie Pod, which I guested on last Friday, and I believe their episode should be published in the coming days. We spent like an hour and a half talking about Deadpool and cracking lots and lots of dirty jokes. It was great fun. So do be sure to tune into Bigger Movie Pod. And yeah, you'll hear the melodious voice of Daddy Goo on there. Also, speaking of Daddy Goo, hit 31 subscribers.
I saw 30 the other day. Well done, bro. Well done.
31 subscribers and first video, which is about to hit 2,000.
Nice.
Funnily enough, it's the one that you liked. It's the one that you were like, that's more like it. That one did really well. Who knew?
There you go. There you go. Be you. Going back to what you said earlier. Be you.
Be you. That noise apparently has now been, I've looked, it's been remixed 72 times into shorts where that big fucker comes up at me in the stadium and I just go,
That's what it's about. That's what it's about.
Got remix. I was like, all right.
Cool. I'm going to just try and move this phone a bit closer to the window just to try. I can see my signal's still a bit weak. So give me 2 seconds. Just 2 seconds. Talk. Literally.
Talk. Are we good? I would also just like to say, in case you're asking, this is for my beloved Philadelphia Eagles, who I think were fucking robbed this last week. Did anyone else watch the Super Bowl just while we're watching for AJ? And also, Francis Lalonde, I respect your emoji game in the comments section. That's very cool. Also, shout out to all of those who can't join us. Jen Thompson, who's in Dubai. Hello, Jen, and Chris and Andy, who I know are Pod Squad this week. Hi, guys. Shout out to you guys too. Right, AJ, your number 10, please.
Right, my number 10. I'm really pissed off, guys. I'm sorry. My signal normally is a lot stronger than this, but I'm seeing a little emoji. Right. This is one of those films that I try to eliminate the common goers, but this is one film I have a soft spot for when I get a chance to bring it out. In the US, it's known as Formula 51. Yeah. It's great laugh. Have you seen it yet?
I have not seen the 51st State, no.
Right. Okay, so this is a film with Samuel L. Jackson and Robert Carlyle. Absolute insane comedy. It's one of those classic Brit comedies kind of things that I think is deeply underrated. So you've got Samuel L. Jackson, who is essentially he's a scientist, but as a bit of a Walter White kind of scientist, if you know what I mean. He uses it to create narcotics as opposed to average science, but very smart man. Yeah, and he is coming over from the US, and he has got this new drug which takes you to, you guessed it, the 51st state. So it's been a while since I've seen the film, but basically it talks about all the different states you can get with every kind of drug that's out there on the market already. But this new drug takes you to a whole new level of high, hence the 51st state. And he, on this mission of him coming down and trying to sell it to bring this drug over to the UK, Robert Carlyle, who I believe is in debt, is now tasked with taking him to his dealer at the time. But he's also I believe he's in debt, but he's also told if he does this job, he gets to go to the Liverpool final game. He's a major Liverpool fan in there.
Condolences.
But yeah, so that's what goes on there. But there is a lot of humor in there, and one of the things that always sticks out to me, just like where Francis put out, he loves the British saying of taking the piss. You have this whole thing of an American having to understand the difference between bollocks and the dog's bollocks. So it's like, oh, that's a load of bollocks. So let me understand. The dog's bollocks is good, but bollocks is bad. Like there's all this double on, the understanding from a US point of view, from a UK point of view. Absolute mad comedy that I can't recommend enough for anyone to check out. Hence why I put both posters. Catch it wherever you can.
I have to check that one out at some point, mate. I do love everyone associated with this movie, but having not seen it, the man is
Emily
not
Morton is in it as well, actually. Another person to add in there. Yeah.
Mixed Memorabilia says, good pull, AJ, with 51st Date. I felt it was really good first watch, but lacks the depth of a timeless film. Still a good film.
Do you know what? I must admit, I've only watched it once. Never watched it twice. It could be one of those, but I thought, you know what, in a numbers game, let's do it. And yeah, it's one of those. I've tried to avoid going for my regulars in this one. However, number 9, I couldn't not put it in. So it's in at number 9 because it's one of my regulars. In at number 9, you guessed it, Ocean's 11. Very nearly took it off. £7 nearly took the one, actually. Not a bad film that I caught on Netflix the other day.
Talk.
I was going to say, what can I say about Ocean's 11 that hasn't been said? This is the George Clooney remake of the Rat Pack classic. Man, it goes to prison, comes out, and is out for revenge and wants to hit 7 casinos, a string of casinos on fight night. Why is he targeting them all? Because they're owned by a certain individual. Who is that individual? The man who happens to have taken his woman while he's been away. And look, I'm trying to do it while just going quick. So basically, he assembles a team of, you guessed it, 11 people. And can they pull off this heist? It's only a matter of time to find out if they can. Great film. Second and thirds in the franchise didn't work as well for me. So always got a bit of love for George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Julia Roberts, and the rest. I think it was an awesome team that were put together there. And R.I.P. Bernie.
It is. Of course. It is. It was an awesome team. I can't disagree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Francis Lalonde very strong with the number of emojis. Yeah, very
running it. Yeah.
Right. What's your number 8, bro?
In at number 8, this is one that Gavin recommended to me a long time ago. I think it was just after our time travel movie and Film 4 played it. Part of me really wants to be higher. It is Beyond the Infinite 2 Minutes. Awesome movie.
Okay.
Awesome movie. I did review it after I caught it just in time off of Film 4. It's a time travel movie in the weirdest way that you can ever imagine. This guy owns a restaurant, and just above it are some apartments, and he lives in one of the apartments above there. So you just follow him going through, and it's one of these single shot films as well, right? So you just follow them throughout the whole journey. So you follow him leaving his restaurant, going up to his apartment, and as he enters his room in his apartment, he looks at the screen, which seems to be like a CCTV, and he gets a message from himself. And this message is himself 2 minutes ahead of time. And it tells him exactly what happened. And then it tells him, right, now do this, trust what I'm going to tell you, go back to the restaurant. And you just keep following this sequence between him getting messages from himself and then transmitting messages from himself. So you tend to be from the point of view of the future, then the future telling the present self, telling the past self what to do, then going back to the future self. It's a mad concept, especially as the camera continuously follows. And then they find a way to try and expand how time travels through this thing by putting a camera on a camera. It's insane. I wish I could explain it better, but it was an awesome watch that I cannot recommend enough.
Huh. I mean, that sounds pretty mental.
It's mental as fuck, but it is awesome as fuck. I swear to you on everything. It's one of those films that you cannot not see. Honestly, you cannot not see it.
You cannot not see.
Yeah, you have to. It needs to be.
To not see is to not be alive.
There you go. Exactly.
One must see this film.
There you go.
I don't know what's come over me. Oh dear, that was good, AJ. I like that. That was your number 8, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we're over to my number 10. Bear with me a tickaroonie. I don't know what's just happened here. My mouse is not working.
So while you're doing that, I'm just going to say,
Okay.
I've just hit the comments, so apologies for who I have knocked off here. Have I seen the original Rat Pack? I keep saying I'm going to, and I've never got round to it. So sorry, Francis, I have not seen it myself personally. Have you, Nico?
I wish. Sadly not. 'Tis a movie blind spot. AJ, my number 10. This was... Okay, I'm afraid throughout my top 10, we're going to have a bit of a... This was going to be this movie, but I decided with this movie. My number 10 was going to be 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Whale of a tale to tell you lads, a whale of a tale or two. Because I fucking love that film. But then while navigating Disney Plus, I came across something. I went, ooh, I don't think we've ever spoken about this movie on Movie Mount Rushmore. For 100%, we've both seen this movie, but it had been years since I've watched it. And I was like, I'm going to rewatch this. It's only like an hour 20 long. I had a blast. 101 Dalmatians, the 1960s cartoon.
Do you know? I don't think we have. I'm going to make a confession here that I established quite recently. Yeah, are you ready for it? I don't think I've ever seen it.
No shit.
Mad as it sounds, and I'll tell you what happened. I was talking to my sister about it. There's a lot of sorry, I'm not going to kill time too much here, guys. There's a lot of Disney classic movies that came out, but my mum had got us the Disney books, so I know the story all throughout. I know the images perfectly from a Disney point of view, but we never actually saw the films. We read the books, and I think 101 Dalmatians is in that list.
We all know the story. Pongo and Perdita, Roger and Anita, Cruella de Vil comes into their life, kidnaps 10 puppies, takes them to the de Vil Manor. The puppies are saved along with another whole mess of puppies, including Pongo and Perdita. It adds up to a grand total of 101 Dalmatians. Ensue car chase with Cruella de Vil trying to get the puppies back and failing miserably. The puppies all arrive back at home and they have a Dalmatian foundation. That's literally the story in a nutshell. Here's something interesting I observed, which obviously you don't pick up on as a kid. And it got me actually IMDbing as I was watching, because there were some character animations and some movements that I was seeing. And I swear I've seen that before. So Roger is the spitting fucking image, sans the blonde hair, of Ichabod Crane. Same nose, same mouth, same gangly features. It is Ichabod Crane with blonde hair. Disney be recycling their animations.
Yeah.
Then I started looking further. Lady and the Tramp are both in this movie. They're hidden. They're not together, but they're like hidden in separate parts. They're Easter eggs. Disney be recycling their animations. And there was a whole slew of other animations I was picking up on going, motherfucker, I've seen that before, like somewhere. Like, you need to know Disney well to pick up on this. But then I picked up on some real sinister shit. So when Pongo takes Roger, because remember, we're seeing this through the perspective of the dog. When Pongo takes Roger for a walk at the beginning of the movie, because he's chasing down Perdita. Bro, as they're going through the park, each time, this is bad. Each time Pongo stops before he finds Perdita, each time he stops to look at the new dog, stops with Pongo, the camera cuts away. Do you know what Roger's doing?
Guys.
Lighting up. I'm like, did Disney recycle a load of animations because it's the 1960s and we're doing subliminal messaging of smoke? I think so. Like, there was bro, it was without fail. Every fucking time the camera cuts away to Roger, smoke. And then people are, oh no, they're not glorifying smoking because Cruella smokes. I'm like, yeah. But Roger's smoking too. Like, it's fucked up. There's a lot of smoking going on in this movie. And
I believe it.
You look at this through the lens of 2023 and you're like, that's not cool, man. Like, that's really fucked up. You're recycling animations for the purpose of doing a smoking advertisement.
I wouldn't be shocked.
But I didn't even read up on it. This is purely speculation.
But I wouldn't be shocked given the time as well.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked.
And I have to say, I don't think Cruella de Vil gets her proper comeuppances, considering that she's literally talking about poisoning, beating them over the head, skinning them alive. She's talking about mutilation of puppies. All that happens to her is she drives off a cliff at the end, is absolutely fine, and the shot as we pan away of her is just yelling at Horace and Jasper, going, "You idiots!" I'm like, I swear Gaston got thrown off a cliff for less. Fuck.
I mean, good point.
At least he was trying to skin a giant monster. Bitch is talking about killing puppies. What the fuck?
Yeah. That's it.
You get me?
Not much I can say against that. Yeah. Not much I can say against that, bro.
All right. My number 9. I even had the poster ready here. Was going to be 7. Would have been funny if we've had Brad Pitt both in our number 9s. But something came back to me literally now because of the chat. And I'm using my right to change my list because I don't bring up this movie enough. And I love it. I'm bringing in Gone in 60 Seconds with Nicolas Cage. I fucking love this film. I love this film so much. Ibrahim El Mala, this one's for you, brother. I saw your comment right here. Where is it? Gone in 60 Seconds, anyone? Your wish is my command. Never have I changed my list live before on the Movie Mount Rushmore podcast. I've just gone and done it. Why? Because I'm in a pugnacious motherfucking mood. The fact of the matter is, I adore this film. I love Eleanor. I love that fucking car so much that I actually named my little piddly 125cc Honda scooter in Thailand after that car. Even had it fucking striped and colored the same. I love my little Eleanor. Look like the fucking French crazy frog in Thailand. There's a throwback.
Me.
There's a throwback. Oh, I love that film. I love.
Can I just say,
of it
not
too.
for like sexualization, but that is the hottest Angelina Jolie has ever looked on a poster.
Oh, 1,000,000%. And it's the hottest she's ever been in a movie for me. That part where they're making out in the car just before they steal the Lamborghini, and she literally puts one leg on each side of the fucking handbrake and just grabs it as if it was a dick. I'm like, yeah, I don't fancy you, but I do at this moment. I've never fancied Angelina Jolie, but in that
she has her moments for me. I can't lie, but this film,
toilet plunger, stick thin with big lips.
Oh, no, leave her alone.
But tell me I'm wrong. Like, bro, I say this and you know I mean this sincerely. Black people look at Angelina Jolie and go, she got some big lips.
I mean, it's not unnoticed, put it that way.
That's what I'm saying. Like, no, I no. Jesus, I'm gonna get cancelled tonight, aren't I? Fuck.
I was going to say between Algeria and black people. Like,
oh god damn, I'm gonna get cancelled. I'm in one of those moves. I'm really, really sorry. Look, I love Gone in 60 Seconds. I love the simple premise of it. I love the fact that Nicolas Cage is this former car thief and he's got to boost 50 cars in one night and he's got to assemble this really cool crew made up. Like, you want to talk about running the gamut of talent here. Vinnie Jones and Robert Duvall are in the same fucking team. Like, just putting that one out there. Oh, dear. I love this film. Ibrahim El Mala, thank you for bringing it up to me again. Really, really, really love this film. So that's my number 9. In at number 8 for me, now this is a fucking film, and I'm questioning if I've put this too low because it is fantastic. Zero Dark 30. You still not seen it, huh?
it was on my list, and I was going through all these other films, and I go back to my list to find out what's on, and it was today. And I went, "Fuck!" I haven't watched it, and I was gutted, like honest, heartbroken, gutted, because I really, really wanted to see this.
This movie's a bit of AJ. This has got Argo vibes all over it.
Yeah.
This is very much a bit of AJ, this role. What's fascinating about it is that I look at the cast and it's got the likes of, Chris Pratt and all that on it. I don't fucking remember them from the movie, such is the power of Jessica Chastain's performance. Like, the movie, much like Argo, it's so tense because obviously we're talking about real shit here. Like, this is the hunt for Osama bin Laden.
Yeah.
And the eventual success of the hunt. But the rigmarole and the beats we have to get through to get to that point, even when we're at that point, bro, it's tense. And it doesn't shy away from the fact that to get to a place of success, or I don't even know if you want to call it success, because, you know, ultimately it all depends on which side of history you fall on. But to get to a place of accomplishing the mission, for lack of a better word, the US have to go to some very dark places, which if they were widely broadcast would not have been publicly accepted.
Which I suppose is also what's happened in the fallout.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
It really hurts me I haven't seen this one. It was like, especially when I went, I really want to see this film. Really want to see it.
Gavin Mann saying, nice knowing you guys. I'm going to get us in trouble tonight, aren't I? But I'll behave, I promise. Oh, this is what happens when I get into a bad mood with the world. I'm very sorry. Biffa the Hobbit is here. Hey guys.
Hello.
Long time, Biffa. Long time. Mixed Memorabilia says, totally forgot about Gone in 60 Seconds. Would you say that inspired the Fast and... Fuck yes, it inspired the Fast and the Furious movies.
That and Need for Speed. If you mix those two together, you get Fast and Furious.
Literally. Although, bro, did you see the trailer for Fast 10?
No, do you know what? I saw it was there, but I didn't look. Bearing in mind, I haven't even seen 9 yet. I'm still at this point where I'm not sure.
9 is terrible, but I love it.
Of course it is. They all like. Look,
no, I won't hear that. 5 is good.
I accept that the one that I lean to is the one that's probably most hated by most people, short of Tokyo Drift, which is the bastard child. But yes, I am a Too Fast, Too Furious baby. Like, it was good seeing, is it Fast and Furious, where everyone gets back together for the first time? That was cool. You mix two worlds together. Yes, it's cool having Rock in at number 5, but it just goes more and more stupid. And I remember being like, I'm done. Like, can we just leave it here? Paul's gone, RIP, perfect send-off. Then another one came out. Then another, like, just stop. I have not seen Hobbs and Shaw. I have not seen number 9.
That's a pile of shit.
But I'm going to do it. When they finish, I will just finish it all. I will
Why
go from 1 to none.
Yourself?
I don't know. It needs to be done. But right now, I'm just
Bifrost Man, isn't it?
I know this.
You know this, man. Oh, by the way, the recent video has got a bit of love for Friday in there.
I saw it. The mum. I saw it.
No. There's another one.
Okay.
Damn.
Cool. I'm gonna check it out. It's been a bit of a weird time. I just didn't. Yeah, I'm in a better mood than I have been this week. Put it that way.
You're in a better mood than I am tonight. That's fine.
Well, there we go. We're balancing out. We're balancing out right now. Right, where were we? That was your number 8. So over to me, yeah.
Jawohl.
Yeah, number 7 was previously my number 1, so I felt a bit shit putting in at number 7.
Jesus.
But yeah, no, it's fresher film stuff that don't get mentioned as much. Bit of love to others. But anyway, enough time wasting. Spike Lee movie. It was my number 1 for Films of New York. 25th Hour, featuring my man Ed Norton.
I've not seen this Spike Lee movie, you know.
I can't remember where I watched it. I can't remember if it was or if it was on one of the platforms. I'd have to Google it for you. But
the term AJ Vision is now widely accepted on the Movie Mount Rushmore.
I know. I don't even I put one night AJ Vision. Yeah, but yeah. So it's the story of a man who, and I say this enough. Edward Norton is dating Rosario Dawson, and I saw her in 7 Pounds, and I don't have any diss to Rosario Dawson. I quite love Rosario Dawson and all that she does, but she is never hotter than in this film. Again, not to be on the gratifying episode today. I've done it for Angelina Jolie, now I'm doing it to Rosario Dawson. Wow, is she? I was spellbound by her in this film. Like, yeah, I was on the Rosario train when I saw that film. But essentially, it's the story of a man who's
awfully underfucked, AJ, considering it was Valentine. I said you're coming across as awfully underfucked, considering it was Valentine's Day yesterday.
No, it just means there was a lot of loving, so there's a lot of loving to spread. All right. It's just... Now you got me fucking going.
Got a whole lot of love.
So it's the story of a don't. We're trying to be good. So Edward Norton's character is a drug dealer. He's climbing the ranks. He's doing pretty well, but he's been caught by the police with a huge amount of money and an even bigger stash of drugs in his apartment. So he knows he's going down, and we're now catching him in his final hours. And you see, as well as that, Philip Seymour Hoffman's in there. Oh shit, I can't remember who played his dad, and my phone's too far for me to Google it. But there's a brilliant cast around it, and it's the relationship he has with his friends, and just certain bits of trust. He doesn't know who's actually ratting him out to find out who was in his house. Was it the guy who's been doing the drugs with? Is it Philip Seymour Hoffman, whose character seems very straight-laced? There's another friend who just seems very accepting, like this was his fault. He was selling drugs. Don't feel sorry for him. This, that, and the other, and all of it is mixed into this one world, and it's just these final hours building up to it. And does he hand himself in? Does he try to escape? It's all there, and it's such a beautiful melange of emotion that it's worth a watch.
Bifford the Hobbit co-signs 25th Hour is the type of movie that changes you. You will come out a different person after the film. I like that.
Yeah.
Comment.
Do you know what? I can't disagree. Thank you, Biffo.
Mixed Memorabilia says, AJ, brilliant. You watched Beyond the Infinite 2 minutes.
Yeah. Thanks to Gavin. Definitely thanks to Gavin on that one.
And Mixed Memorabilia says, Nico, I found another DVD of 9 Queens. We'll send you. Hope that cheers you up, amigo. That comment just cheered me up, Mixed Memorabilia. That's absolutely lovely. Thank you. And Gavin Mann says, if AJ has got round the whole sequel thing, will he be declaring Batman forever? Should have, you know.
No, but well played. There were certain films I was thinking of that I could try and play it just for the fun of it. But there were some good films out there. So I will let them.
Your number 6, AJ.
My number 6. Okay, donde estás? Right. This one is on Disney Plus. I rewatched it because I've seen it ages ago and I couldn't. A bit blurry on it, but here we go. It's James Franco in 127 Hours.
Yeah, I was toying with this one.
Do you know what? I think I can't remember if I brought it up before, but as I said, I'm trying to be quite fresh on the list and just hit the stuff that we haven't touched before. A couple of seen ones and some that can't be avoided. And I just have to respect the story of both the biopic behind it and what James Franco had to do as a man who, the film starts off with him leaving town and going off to the mountains, him showing 2 ladies around. He knows the area really well. He shows these 2 ladies. You see him diving with them, or what have you. And it's as he's going back to his bike, he lands on the wrong rock, which lands and catches this guy's arm between a rock and a rock, really. It's not a rock and a hard place, but yeah. And it's the fact that his hand is just stuck there, and everything he tries to do, he cannot get it out. And essentially, you guessed it, 127 hours. Now, this film now revolves around James Franco acting alone. There are certain visions that you see from what the actual gentleman went through. So you start to see it from that point of view. But this film is essentially how one man survived this atrociousness and having to, spoiler, it's out there, literally had to take a blunt pen knife, and hacking his own arm off. Yeah, surviving. It's rough as hell. Trust me, when you have to watch the visuals behind that, I was wincing is the word. But yeah, it's a watch. It's not one that has been mentioned a lot or at all. I can't remember. I think I might have mentioned it, but I don't know if it's actually been
once or twice. It's come up over the course.
So
of the last
I just wanted
years.
to
It's
show
not a
some
regular.
more. Yeah, so I wanted to show some love to it. 127 hours.
That's a good pick. I like that. Lock that one in.
Thank you.
All right, my number 7, AJ. It is not often we bring up westerns on this show, is it?
No.
It is not. I had to bring this one up. This one really caught me. Christian Bale and Russell Crowe, 3:10 to Yuma.
You've brought this up before, right?
No.
Weird. Maybe it's been on my list of stuff to see before then, but I still haven't got around to it.
It was my first time watching this. Man, I had a blast with this film. So, premise is really simple. Russell Crowe, criminal. Christian Bale, farmer. Christian Bale helps to catch Russell Crowe. Christian Bale then takes it upon himself to be part of the escort team that's meant to take Russell Crowe on the 3:10 to Yuma train, where he's going to be tried and hanged and, all the nasty things that they do to outlaws in that time. it doesn't go straight forward because it's a Western, because things have to go wrong. Bro, the acting, I mean, I'm stating the obvious here. We're talking about Bale and Russell Crowe, but the acting in this film is on another fucking level. It's so engrossing. It is so engaging. The way they play off each other, the way that Russell Crowe kind of makes Christian Bale almost reevaluate who he is as a person, because of, Christian Bale is essentially at odds with Russell Crowe. They're like the polar opposites. They are a direct dichotomy of each other. But Bale, you feel he starts to warm to Russell Crowe, and he starts to kind of see the world through his lens and from his point of view. And is he going to turn? Is he not? Does he stay true to himself? Does he not? It's got this wonderful way of playing like emotional sweet seesaw with you. It's really good.
Bro, yeah. I can't lie. It's one of those that is so... I remember hearing about it before and seeing about it. Do you know what I think it was? Films about trains, and it was on my list of films to see. And hearing it again now, I'm like really thinking, I really wish I had seen it. Yeah, there's so many. One thing about this, when the idea of films about numbers came to my mind, and then someone else mentioned it, I had a select few, and I was like, oh, you can do this, you can do that. Ocean's 11, 7, the amount of films that have numbers in their title without being sequels or anything is absolutely insane.
Oh, yes.
I nearly went for the challenge. Of not using the same number twice as well.
I nearly went down that route
too. Yeah, it was. Yeah, so many. It's awesome.
Bifford the Hobbit agrees with me. 310 to humor, so much fun. It is. It is so much fun. Gavin Mann says, I still think there are enough great westerns out there for you guys to do a top 10 list. 3 hours a piece. It's not easy.
This is the tough bit. Once upon a time, not that I should put it out into the world to hear, we wanted to do top 10 films with an intermission. The problem with that is you need time.
Still there, bro.
I'm just saying, it's the time you need to build 10. Like, yeah, it's good when you watch a film, like, oh, it's got an intermission. Add it to the list, but it's not one that could be like next week. When I got about 12, I'll get back to you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still out there in the stratosphere, that episode. We haven't forgotten about it. Mixed Memorabilia says, has anyone watched the apparently greatest Georgian film of all time, 13 Sameti? I would have had to have seen a Georgian film to even have an opinion on that, but ashamed as I am to say that I've never seen a Georgian film, and I certainly haven't seen 13 Sameti.
That's two of us. Co-sign on that one.
Right, my number 6, yes?
Yes, sir.
Well, let's go with a little war movie here. 1917. Oh,
punt.
Punt. Finally seen it. Good lad. So that's
okay.
Just before we continue, so we've officially you've just reminded me, AJ. That's literally what I was about to mention. So no trailers anymore. Our partnership with Newsly and Movie Palette is Caputo. We've done the month-and-a-half promotion for them, and voila, job done. So unless they want to pay us more monies, we're not going to keep playing their trailers. But Newsly, Movie Palette, you want us to keep playing your trailers, guys? They're ready. It's just the play button away.
Just out of curiosity, though, for those still watching who haven't got around to it, the codes are still active, right?
The codes are indeed still active.
Cool. There you go, guys.
The codes are indeed still active.
And if you're joining for the first time and you want to know what those codes are, go back and check a previous episode.
Wicked. I think we should take this moment, though, to do a little bit of plugging, because, listen, we do this show weekly. Surely that's worth a like. So if you guys are watching, I see there's a few of you watching us live right now. I'd really, really appreciate it if every single one of you live would actually give this video a thumbs up. It does help YouTube like us and helps us in the algorithm. And if you do like the weekly content that we're bringing you, just remember you can head on over to buymeacoffee.com/movie dudes. And for literally less than the cost of your daily Starbucks, you can support the dudes. You can support AJ and Nico at a level that you are comfy with. We are nearly at our target, which means we will soon be able to start hopefully bringing you some even better streams. Once I learn that software, of course. Once we bought that software. AJ, if people are not watching us live or on video on demand, where can they find us?
Hit me, bro. Hit me.
Don't go too fast at the beginning.
Nope. Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Castbox, Google Podcasts, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Podchaser, TuneIn, Stitcher, Podcast Addict, Radio Public, Podcast Republic, Podcast Guru, Player FM, Bullhorn, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Castro, Podbean, Pod Hero, Podcast Hero, Podfriend, Sonnet FM, and just search for Movie Mount Rushmore.
Everywhere.
We about, baby.
Geo7, I bet you regret asking us to pay now, don't you, motherfucker? Billy Mount's joined us. Hello,
hey,
Nico
Billy.
and AJ. Hello, Billy.
Yeah, Billy has also shown some love to you. Recently,
thank you, Billy. Appreciate that. Have you followed Daniel on YouTube?
Billy also asks, what other sponsors would you like to be sponsored by besides Movie Planet? Now, they are very much appreciated sponsors. However, as long as you are not into the habit of murdering people, abusing people, or exploiting, we will welcome absolutely anybody. Is what I would say. An ideal sponsor, one that will tell me that I can give my workplace, as much as I love them, as much as I love everyone there, the good old heave ho and the old goodbye. So that's who we'd appreciate. So if you know anyone, Billy, send them this way.
Send them this way. I'd love Manscaped to sponsor us. They seem to be everywhere at the moment. Why don't we get on the Manscaped bandwagon?
There you go.
Use code Silver15 to make your balls fresh.
There we go. Do you know what? Bulldog. I seem to have a lot of Bulldog products as well, but hey, I'll take it.
Bulldog,
do you know what? Road and anyone.
Maybe L'Oreal. I don't know. There's a hair deal in it for you.
We are worth it. Anyway.
Surtout l'Algérie.
Oh my days. And we continue. We're back. We're back in the zone. We're back in the zone. Big Tone's not here, but we're
back in the zone. And Billy Mount, to answer your question, we are at AJ's number 5. AJ,
we are at number 5.
Wait. Sorry. Gavin Mann says Butch Cassidy, Old Henry, Fistful of Dollars, Way Out West, All Good Westerns, and Under 2 hours. Tombstone, The Good, the Bad, and the Weird, just over 2 hours. That's 6 for you already. Yeah, but Gav, I've only seen like 3 of those. So,
and I'm not gonna lie, you've probably seen 2 more than me. I'm aware of the stories. I've not seen them. Right.
Gavin Man gets sponsored by La Basque. Very good. Very good. Hey, I like that. Fucking full circle, we call that in the world of stand-up. That's very good. I like that.
That's some long form storytelling for you right there. Love it.
Video says, guys, I'm starting a very small food business. Could I propose a sponsorship deal? Fuck yes, you could. Hit me up on Twitter or email me. We'll talk mixed memorabilia. I'd love it if it was you, to be honest.
That is all kinds of awesome. If you're London-based, I will support that even on a non-sponsorship deal.
Even if you're not London... oh, right. I will support that with my hard-earned cash.
Yeah. There we are. Right. So the last of my guilty pleasures, Ocean 11 was one, 51st Date was the other one, and this one, because I haven't brought it up enough, and I normally leave it up. I'm bringing up everybody from the 313. Put your motherfucking hands up and follow me. Yeah, good old 8 Mile had to make the list for me. There was too much love I had for this movie to not put it in. Some have called it like a biopic, and it's not that. I know at the time it was like, oh my god, it's Eminem's life story. Yes, it veers very close to what Eminem's story was growing up, but I just the freestyle battles are some of the best. They are something that in a pre-AJ Vision world, or in a world that was between LimeWire and the current AJ Vision world that we live in, and the discovery of YouTube, the chronic replays of these rap battles was something that were just insane. It was just something that everybody done. Everyone wanted to battle, and Anthony Mackie was Papa Doc for the longest while. Was it Adjustment Bureau? I saw him. I didn't trust him for shit. The film ended with him as a good guy. And I was like, there's something dodgy about this guy. I still don't trust him. Like, that's what this film done to me. And yeah, it's just all kinds of awesome, all kinds of fun. If you haven't seen it, I don't know where you've been, but yeah, just had to go for it.
It is on my side list. I mean, I was very confident you would bring this up, and I was ready to mention it if you didn't.
Cool. You forgot again, you dumb fuck. Yeah, I appreciate that. But
now, 8 Mile's great. Can I ask you, what is your favorite Eminem song?
It's really funny. I was talking to someone the other day, and I was saying I have a song that I play when I'm in an absolute mood. Like if I am pissed off, there's a strong chance you will hear me play "Say What You Say" by Dr. Dre and Eminem, and it's on an album that I don't really fuck with when it comes to. No, actually, no. I know exactly which one it is. Screw it. They were allowed to swear. It's on the second album, "Bitch Please Part 2." Absolute banger. Eminem, Snoop, Dre, Exhibit, Nate Dogg. Fucking beautiful song.
Interesting. I'm a toss up between two. Funnily enough, they're both from the album which I don't love as much as the Marshall Mathers LP. But yeah, for me, it's either Without Me or Cleaning Out My Closet.
Cleaning Out My Closet is fucking deep, man. Do you know, that's one of the things that you have to do. You know, you think of that and Stan. Eminem was a storyteller in his music. Absolute storyteller. And then I think the other albums just started to get a bit out there. So that's when I started to lose a bit of respect for him. Not in a bad way. Like I still respect him for the artist that he is. People going out and saying he's the greatest rapper of all time. I won't go down that avenue myself personally.
I was going to ask you that next. Who do you think is? Jay-Z?
Oh, it's such a tough battle. You know, you've got the thing is, I appreciate that I'm very pop in my rap. Do you understand? When I say that, it's like the commercial pop and stuff like that. But you know, when you got groups like Wu-Tang who've got countless supporters, guys like Nas who are out there.
Yeah.
It's very hard to be like him. Now, you know, if you take me on a personal, I'll be like Ice Cube. Now, I respect everything Cube's done. I know he probably won't be everyone's go-to choice.
Cube's a
shout. You know what I mean? Yeah. There are so many different artists out there. It's controversial as fuck to say this guy's name. I believe some of the stuff that early Kanye West put out was absolute gold. Like, it is gold. You can't shit on that guy. It's very difficult to pinpoint that direct one, but I think for everyone to solely put it on to Eminem being the greatest of all time, like, yeah, he's a good battle artist, but I'm sure there was some man out there who could shut him down, and that's.
It's interesting. I don't know that there are. I don't think by proxy that makes him the greatest. I'm not I think possibly that for me it's a toss-up between Jay-Z and Kanye. That would be my honest opinion. It's funny you mentioned Kanye because I was leaning that way before you even brought him up. But for me, it's a toss-up between Jay-Z and Kanye. Dre for me is more of a producer than a brilliant rapper.
Yeah.
Although he's a very good wordsmith. But I don't know, man. Eminem had a way with words.
Like Tupac and Biggie. Like those are.
See, I'll acknowledge that California Love is possibly the greatest hip-hop song ever. Possibly. They just look at me like, no, it's not.
I'm hitting you. I'm just listening to you. I see where you're going with it.
I thought Dre outdid Tupac in that song.
See, yeah, I mean, I'm notorious for doing a bit of a Dre. If I ever have to do a bit of karaoke, I'm always going to do a Dre bit, so I can kind of lean with you on that. Again, there's a lot in there, but I find, and I this can sound very ignorant, and apologies for the tangent, guys. There was some stuff that Tupac done, but I found it very angry. It's cool, but he's very angry. Like you just angry. Yeah. I love some of the stuff that at first I was like Tupac, and this is basically based off Luke. You know, it was like Tupac. Then I started to listen to some of the flows that Biggie had, and I'm like, you're a smooth motherfucker. I love some of the shit that Biggie came up with, and it's that influences the stuff of Kanye, and I love the wordplay, and this is what makes me love Kanye so badly. And again, yes, guys, I know who we're talking about. I'm dating a Jewish girl, so it's nothing racist or religionist or anti-Semitic when I say that. the guy has some good words. That's all I'm saying, and you can't deny that. So that's the thing. So I possibly, you might have me leaning Kanye, and it's not that I've got all their albums. And this is the thing: I've never banged out an entire album apart from Eminem. And that's the funny thing.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing.
And that's one of the ways I lean to as well, because like, listen, the nostalgia prison, as I call it, is a wonderful thing. I remember like the first time I went to Thailand was a time where it was still okay to carry, a boombox around with you and bring that shit on a beach, and people were cool with it. You can't do that now. People will be like, turn that fucking shit down and put your headphones on. Rightfully so. But back then you could bring a boombox on the beach. Bro, my first trip to Thailand when I was 13, the Marshall Mathers LP was out. We listened to that whole thing on the beach every single day for like 2 weeks. And it was like, I love this album. Yeah. That album has got such a special place for me because of where I was, what I was doing, and because it was a really fucking good album.
It was. No doubt.
Hey, Steve Berman, how you doing? I can't sell this shit.
Violent Records told me to shove this record up my ass. Do you know what it feels like to be told to shove a record up your ass?
You know why Dre's so successful? He's rapping about big screen TVs, blunts, 40s, and bitches. You're rapping about homosexuals and Vicodin.
I can't sell this shit. Now get the fuck out of my house.
So good. So good. And then that breaks into The Way I Am. Fucking hell. Yeah. No, I love that album.
Yeah, it's an awesome album. Awesome album. Right, we're back. So 8 Mile. Awesome freestyles, but possibly from one of the greatest rappers, but not the greatest, as per the Silver Screen Dudes.
In the conversation, I don't think we would name him greatest, though.
No. Cool.
Anything you want to add to 8 Mile, or are we good there?
No, I think we're good. It's about
R.I.P. Brittany Murphy.
Who?
R.I.P. Brittany Murphy.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to over-sexualize someone else because you might think I didn't get any. This.
Oh, she was
but my God, in that film.
So fine. Is that really? The fat girl from Clueless? Yeah, the fat girl from Clueless.
I know. Tell me about it. Oh God, some of those scenes. She got graphic. It was for the right, like it was a 15 or what have you, but it got graphic. She made you feel that she was getting, yeah.
Yeah, boy. I'm sorry for everyone who just watched me do that on live. I apologize.
She done a lot more. So don't worry.
Oh, yeah, no, that was good. My number 5, bro, is one of my favorite comedies ever. Definitely in my top 2 or 3 favorite comedies of the 21st century. Steve Carell in The 40-Year-Old Virgin. I love this fucking film. It doesn't age. It's a timeless story. The story of what sexuality means and our relationship with sex and what sex means to all of us individually. Be it as men and women, because that's the thing. People are like, it just gives it from a male point of view. It's like, really? Do you not remember when he has his relationship with Catherine Kinnear? Like, she a hound dog too. Did you see how many condoms she had in her side drawer? Like, I am Aquaman. That always kills me. Oh, when he's got one on his toe and then the son walks in and he snaps it off his toe and the son's like, dude, teach me. Sexuality with the daughter who's thinking about getting promiscuous and doesn't because she's not ready. And that's what's so special about this film, is that yes, it does all of the typical A to A stereotypical male perceptions of what sex is, and played brilliantly by the likes of Carell, Paul Rudd, Seth Rogen. It's fantastic. But ultimately you're kind of left siding with the side of, humanity, humaneness, which is Steve Carell and his kind of innocence, because there is something to be said about being a virgin and having that innocence and not having a warped view of what sexualization does to the soul. There's something to be said about that. I got corrupted many a time, so I lost that. Don't know why I needed to share that, but there you go.
Well, here's the thing. I kind of hesitated, and I can always hit this. And I think Gavin, who's listened to every episode, has heard me hit this one previously before. Not many people would have gone into it before. I am a very late starter in this conversation. Very late. I'm not afraid to say it. Shit, screw it. Like, I was in my 30s. I don't give a shit, right? Now, there was a
First
point
time
where I
you've
was
shared
kind
that
of,
live. Good for you.
bro, it is what it is. But there was a part where I remember this film coming, and people were joking with me, like, "Oh, so you're nearly Steve Carell. You're nearly Steve Carell." And I was like, "I've always found that film quite offensive. Like, you kind of got your back up against the wall. Like, why should that be a joke? Let people wait for their own time." And you know. But there is that part where you can see the innocence of Steve Carell, which I can very much relate to, when you're in a circle of guys and they're all talking and it gets very graphic, and you want to join in, but you have no clue what to say. Like, it's quite true to form. I don't know how or what have you, but it's just one of those things that, yeah, it can be a shocker to some. That, like, why didn't it? But again, I look back and I don't regret that it happened when it did. And in the same way to this film, like, you saw what happens at the end. My man can last. So, like, it all works out and everything in its own time. And as you said, like the daughter who thought of going one way, but then realized that it wasn't her time. Like, no, there is no social conform to be that you are wrong for not doing it at the right time at any given point in time.
Yep. Do it when you're
not
ready
Robert
and
Kelly influencing the younger generation, which we won't get into, but that's when it does. That is a wrong time. But aside from that kind of thing, your time is your time.
Yeah.
I'm just
do it when you're ready and when you're happy.
Yeah. I'm just putting it out there to any young listeners or older listeners out there.
Yeah. Put it out there. It's a good message.
Especially around this time of year. I think that's the message that you need to know.
Yeah. It is a good message to send out. And that's why I love this movie so much, because that essentially is the message the movie sends out. But some of the situations they get involved in, I do fucking love it. Like when they're in the club, it's like, man, nah, I'm not looking at you, AJ. I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at the woman in the red dress.
Yeah.
Your peripherals.
Yeah.
That woman in the red dress. We are programmed to talk to drunk bitches. She's too drunk, but you got the right idea.
Yeah.
Oh, what is it when Seth Rogen says, well, I know these things because I am a writer. And it's like, I didn't know you were a writer. Well, that is because I am not an arrogant prick.
I do need to see this film again. I must admit,
it's fucking great.
There was a time it was on ITV2. Like, it was that and 40 Days and 40 Nights. There's another film I forgot about. But like, there was a lot of those films that would just rotate. My God, Josh Hartnett, I really did forget about that. But yeah, like they were just on cycle.
So did Hollywood, bro.
Come again?
So did Hollywood.
No, he left and came back. I'll give him his credit.
Whatever.
It didn't work out, but he came back. Yeah, I just remember that. But yeah, after that cycle where it was continuously that, I've not watched it in ages. So
it's fucking great. That and The Hangover are probably fighting for my favorite comedy. That, The Hangover, and Bruno, I would say, is those three fighting for my favorite comedy of the 21st century.
I can see your fear of comedy. I can literally within those films, it says it. Question. And yes, I realize it kind of came up with your tweet. Is Ted in that list for you? I've not seen Ted. I've not seen a Ted movie.
Oh, Ted's a tricky one. Look, I love Ted. I don't know if it's good enough to go. It might be, it might sneak into sort of 10 or a 9. If we were, maybe we should do our top 10 comedies of the 21st century, AJ. I'm adding that to the list.
Nice.
When is Red Nose Day? It's March 17. What do we have going on March 17? Do we have anything going on in our listings for March 17? Please bear with us while we give you this exhilarating talk about.
Should I do my number 4 while you're doing that? Just to give
I think you should. Yes, I think that would be most
right.
advised.
So in at number 4, this was part of our St. Patrick's Day movies. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. Had to bring it back in. Jack O'Connell, 71.
All you go for it.
So I mean, not to steal the line to another movie, but this is what happens when you are behind enemy lines. This is a British soldier in Ireland on his own trying to get back to his team, from what I remember. It's so high while still being jaded onto what it was. It's not Argo tension, but it's tension. It's having to get out of your uniform, sneak through, you know, the war that's going on there, the bombs that could just explode at absolutely any corner, the just knowing that even civilians aren't necessarily going to be on your side in this film is absolutely, it was tough. And Jack O'Connell, who I you know, I watched Skins. I don't know if you ever watched Skins, but he came from there, and he was always mad in that. What was his name? I can't remember his name in Skins now, but he was a nutter in that.
Starred Up, Jack O'Connell.
Come again?
Or am I mixing him up? I think he's in a film called Starred Up. I think really good prison movie.
He probably is.
He is in Starred Up.
Yeah, but a brilliant actor. And
he is. He is very.
I've not seen a lot of him, but when I do, he delivers, man. He's
a very good actor.
Really good actor. Cook, by the way, Cook. That's his name. I'm Cook. Anyone who's seen Skins knows I'm Cook. Yeah, absolute nutter in that. And him in this journey, just trying to escape, as I said, behind the enemy lines, is such a great journey. It's on Netflix. That's where I remember seeing that one.
Okay.
Still there. I saw it in time for last year's St. Patrick's Day. Awesome movie.
Nice. I'll have to check that one out. On around March 17 time, we can't do it. We've got the top 10 Best Picture nominees of the 21st century, followed by the top 10 movie mums, with Mother's Day being on the 19th.
Yeah.
We could push the Cinephile episode back and do mums the following week.
Well, it depends how it lands. But look, comedies of the 21st century also works around the summertime as well, where, you know, everyone's trying to be joyous and kick back a lot. So.
Worst, Elf. Come at me. I like that, Gavin. Silver Screen Dudes, continuing with your theme, top 10 directors of the 21st century. That is directors who have only made feature-length films this century. Yes, please. I like that. That's a good idea. That's going in.
Interesting. I like that.
Top 10 directors.
Cool. You're number 4, bro.
Number 4. My number 4. Sorry, have we got any comments here that I've missed out on? Francis Lalonde, you need to behave. Top 10 Leprechaun films. You're going to get me cancelled here again. Ibrahim El Mala says, 71. Totally forgot about that one. Nice choice.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim.
And so my number 4, I brought up this movie a lot, but it's so fucking good. Martin McDonagh's Three Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri. God, I love this film. Have you watched it?
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have. I remember this. Ended. I remember, and it wasn't your fault on this one. I thought it was something else. The concept of the story, so I was waiting for that. Not that I didn't enjoy the story that was delivered, but I was waiting for something else. I still like it. The ending had me a bit. That I was a bit.
You've mentioned, yeah, you have seen it. I remember you mentioning that. Yeah, I love the ending personally.
It probably would have made my list had I not forgotten it. If I'm honest. That one is a forget. That one was a forget.
It's just such a fucking fantastic movie. When you put the likes of Martin McDonagh managing people like Francis McDormand, Sam Rockwell, and your boy Woody Harrelson on screen together. It's good times, brother. It's good times. Dark subject matter, though.
Yeah.
Like really, really dark. Yeah, but the lengths that a mother is willing to go to have justice done for her kid.
And take on the system, yeah.
It's very, very sad. But look, I'm not going to spend too much time. I'm going to stop bringing up Three Billboards. I brought it up too much over the course of the last 12 months. So yeah, that was my number 4.
It depends how they if it holds its weight to be brought in. Like my 1 and 2, especially my number 1 more than my number 2, it comes up when I can. You know,
right?
If there's a film, if it's not just a reach that it happens to make it in every week, then no. But yeah, a good film's a good film.
Yeah. Mixed Memorabilia says, I heard so much about Three Billboards, but that ending just spoiled the whole movie for me. Yeah, AJ's with you there, Mixed Memorabilia. I love the ending, but I know it didn't work for everyone.
Yeah, it was a weird one for me. Very weird ending. Right.
What did you think of the ending of Inception on that note? It's the same shit. In principle, it's the same thing.
No. Because that's the. No, it is, I suppose. It is. But this one, like, there are some films that it's just that. Like, put it this way, that ending.
In some capacity, they work for you, I guess.
it's weird because, like, again, I feel like A Quiet Place 1 and 2 was really irritating because that ended at number 1. Emily Blunt cocking that shotgun. You thought she's going to be in boss mama mode, yeah? No, like it wasn't. It's like you go back to number 2, like A Quiet Place 2, and after she's barely picking up a weapon. I was like, come on! I was expecting you to be doing like some bad boy shit. It just didn't happen. So like certain films can lead you to believe one thing and just don't. And that one, I was just like, really? Whereas Inception, you're like, oh, is it? Is it? Like the whole film has been based off of is it or isn't it? That's the whole thing of this film.
Okay, so Three Billboards, does she, doesn't she?
Well, we knew she was on some crud shit. It's just has she calmed down yet?
Yeah.
She's not wrong either way. But like,
that's why it works for me.
Yeah, fair enough.
I can't force it on you, bro. If it didn't work for you, it didn't work.
Like, I'm not saying you were either. Trust me, please don't think I was saying that. But it just, it was, weird. A weird ending for me. Weird ending. Right, in at number 3, the only film we've punted on so far.
See. Ooh. It's the first time you're talking about it, AJ, so run.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. It's really weird, right? This film, when it first started, and sometimes it's because you've just got to be in the right frame. I think it's always difficult to be one of the later films I see in chasing the podcast because I stay up late, I wake up early, I'm all over the place. I'm happy to have a day off somewhere and shit. And this is when 1917 started for me, and I was just like, it's okay, but can we get on with it, kind of thing. That's how I felt. And it's you see these two guys being woken up by their superior and they're going off, and you've been given a mission, and it's like, hey, yeah, Colin Firth, that's nice. And then it starts. But it's the graphicness of what is going on in the trenches that just blew me away. Without getting into spoilers, it's not spoilers, but it's that initial motion where they start going, and there's a hole in a man's chest, and he accidentally puts his hand in it, and it's going into a trench and seeing rats and the spoils of war, the weapons that are at your disposal, tripwires, mines, tanks, planes. Even though you do the good thing, you're still helping the enemy. Does the enemy become your friend, or does the enemy remain your enemy? It's these certain bits. It's the bonds that you have, the bonds that are broken. And I just thought, in my mind, it's a known fact, I have not watched a lot of war movies. A few of them, I know, and it's increasing. So this was one that I was like, this is interesting. And again, I was like, oh, that the list is building. And if you can deliver films to me of this caliber, I'm not opposed to watching war movies. Before it was just all like, yeah, it's 9:47 flying over now and drop the bombs. I was like, I'm not into that. I don't give a fuck about that. What have you? These films that give me characters and depth and show me the actual effects of what a war is, sad though it is, it's an absolute beauty to watch. That's my take on this film. And again, going through that same single shot and the way they do it, sometimes it's going around the mound, it's going through with them. I just thought it was beautifully shot, beautiful story. Tough story, but beautifully told.
Yeah, I can't really add much to that, mate. It's I'll add this. Your comment there, if war films deliver like this, bro, most of them do. We're not talking horror movies here. War movies usually hit hard and they hit well.
Do you know what? It's just, I'm probably wrong, but when my dad would watch a lot of this stuff, and I'd just be passing through a hallway and I'd watch and I'd be like, you're just seeing all these bombs come through. Like, I'm not in at that. It's just not for me. Like, yeah, whatever. Corporal, fuck you, whatever. That's just what I always saw from him. I could be insanely wrong, and I probably am, and I'll put my hand up to it.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's a lot more to them than that. I mean, Full Metal Jacket, fucking Apocalypse Now, The Great Escape, freaking Hacksaw Ridge, Hamburger Hill. These movies are all so radically different from each other. What you're describing is dog shit like Platoon. I said it. Come at me.
Fair enough. I've not seen it, so I can't talk on it.
Oh, Platoon's such wank. It's such emotional wank. It's like, we want you to feel for this character in the Jesus Christ position getting killed. Fuck off. Not going to pull my heartstrings by having Willem Dafoe in a Jesus pose. I'm sorry. And yes, I said it. It's not good. Not very good at all, in my humble opinion. That was your number 3. Yes, I'm very glad you've seen it. How well was it shot, though? Oh,
absolutely. Absolutely.
Fucking hell, it was pretty. Literally stealing the plot of Saving Private Ryan, though, eh? Hey, lost 3 brothers. Run.
You know, through the only thing is he's once happened to be alive, but I was like, okay. It's just like
it's like I've definitely seen this before. Is the other war movie?
Yeah. You have a brother, is that correct? Yes, sir. Is he alive? Yes. I was like, oh, difference. There we
go. Bro, my number 3. I saw this for the first time. I think Mixed Memorabilia recommended I watch this quite a while ago. It wasn't a recent recommendation. Halfway through this movie, because Anya was not happy that we watched this together because it's very sad. Halfway through, I went, this feels like a fucking Iñárritu movie. This feels like I'm watching a better version of Babel. Surely enough, it was an Iñárritu movie. 21 grams.
21 grams. I'm very sure.
I think you've seen it.
I believe I have, but I'm so blurred on it.
It is so devastatingly sad, bro. I, as a dad, cannot fucking handle harm to children anymore. I can't deal with it. Like, that shit before was like, sucks to be him. Now it's like, I can't handle it now. And so, much like with Babel and Iñárritu's favorite movie, Iñárritu's favorite movie tropes is tying all of his characters in together to culminate together very violently. It's one of Iñárritu's favorite things. So in this case, you've got a mathematician with a failing heart, a born-again Christian, and a recovering drug addict and an alcoholic. Now, this recovering drug addict and alcoholic has a husband, has 2 daughters. The 2 daughters and husband get killed in a fucking hit and run committed by the born-again Christian. And then the dead dad who got hit in the car accident, his heart goes to the mathematician with the failing heart. And then they all fucking meet up and shit goes very, very wrong. It is horrible to watch this movie. And yet it's fucking brilliant. Because Iñárritu truly is one of the great auteurs of our time. He is such a master storyteller, this guy. He knows exactly how to make you forget something, then remind you that shit's about to happen, but not make it happen yet. He knows how to hold off, a lot like James Wan does. He knows how to hold off in a different way. James Wan knows how to hold back the jump scare. Iñárritu knows how to hold back the moment and have you kind of on the edge of your seat until he delivers it to you and breaks you emotionally. Oh, God, I love this film. Probably never going to watch it again, but I love this film.
It's on my list. It's on my list. I feel I need to either rewatch. No, do you know what the story? I think it's one of those. I'm
sure you've mentioned it.
I can't remember if I have. If I did, it's a long time ago and I'm completely blanked on it.
I think season 3 level.
Could well be. It's one of those that I know for a fact it was a Far Eastern DVD salesman who is how I procured it the first time round.
A Far Eastern DVD salesman. That was the most woke way of describing an Indian DVD seller I've ever heard.
Well, I was going more than the Chinese.
Yeah. Hey, the Chinaman. He's a Chinaman.
I just didn't want to go that way because he may well have been from Japan and I made a mistake. But those days when it was, you go to McDonald's and someone saying DVD. So that was when I had
DVD.
You know you had those days, bro.
It's so getting cancelled. DVD. It's funny because it's true.
Thank you. Right.
Oh, God.
At number 2, it's either same position or punt. It has to be.
Oh yeah, that's a punt.
Okay.
That's a punt. That is a punt. Seven Samurai is a punt.
Cool.
Well, we're gonna fucking doubly deuce ourselves here because I know this is a punt for you. My number 2 is 12 Angry Men.
Yeah, there's a punt. There we go. Right. Spoiler. And I'm guessing that hasn't made it for worse for either of us. If so, that is a definite cancellation for whoever does that. So, in for my number worst. There we go. There's English for you. I nearly toyed with Four Rooms because that film was all kinds of awkward that I've never been able to finish. Then I remembered seeing this film, very similar to your number 1, very similar to Hateful Eight, but an absolute heap of shit that came out on Netflix with Adam Sandler.
Okay.
The Ridiculous Six.
Nope.
Ridiculous was the word. I just remember watching this at a friend's house, and it was around the same time Hateful Eight came out, and I was just watching this and I thought, what the crap am I watching? So very similar to like your Magnificent Sevens and your Seven Samurais. You've got this spin where it's someone coming to save the town. These outlaws find out that they all happen to be related in a very, I can only put this in a wrestling term, a la Dudley Boys. Like Daddy Dudley was around and fucked everybody, and it didn't matter if you're black, white, Asian, red skin. You could be any form of color. You just end up being a Dudley. And this is the same here. You could be from Latino descent. You could be white. You could be Jewish. You could be black. You could be Christian. You could be Hindu. I kind of remember, I could be exaggerating on this film, but that's what it was. They all ended up being brothers, and they went on a mission to save Daddy for some reason. I can't remember the film. I thought it was absolute crap. I also realized I said the word redskin, which old colloquial term, which I apologize for. I mean, no offense by it. It was just something. I was just going through different colors at the time, and that just happened to have joined and said something wrong. So if we don't get cancelled by that, hey, see you next week. If not,
what you just said, that in 10 years' time, people are going to find in the tweet and cancel us, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it is what it is. But the film was terrible. I didn't laugh once in it. I just thought it sucked. Have you seen it?
No, I refuse. That Adam Sandler Netflix movies, I don't fuck around with. He's too talented to be. No, I love Adam Sandler. I said Adam Sandler Netflix films.
That's what I said. Apart from the serious ones, you take stuff like Uncut Gems and the other ones.
That was good, to be fair. His comedies, then you're quite right. Specifically, his comedies. It annoys me because he's such a fucking talented actor, and he does dumb shit like this.
Yeah.
Billy Mount, to answer your question, Nico, there's something I really wanted to ask you. What are your thoughts on Megan? I haven't seen it yet. Which is a travesty because one of my best friends did the soundtrack for it. Anthony Willis, he's looking at you, mate. Mixed memorabilia, I'm afraid I haven't seen 187, so can't put it on the list.
So two things. Riri Thomas says my worst, the number 23. I rewatched that following what some people said. It's not great, but it nearly made my number 10. I didn't think it was as bad. I know I waved the Joel Schumacher flag, so hey, who knows? Stupid ending. I don't even know if it's a stupid ending. I think Jim Carrey probably was miscast, if I'm honest. You could have had someone make it a lot deeper, and it could have. Sometimes you just expect something from Jim, so that was that. And Billy also asked, "Are you talking about Four?" Yeah, I very, very nearly made my worst. I've not been able to finish the film. I remember watching it. I was just like, "This isn't for me."
Still don't like it, huh?
Maybe if I finish it, but I just can't get myself to get through to it.
It doesn't get better. If you don't like the beginning, you won't like the end.
So yeah. If it wasn't for Ridiculous Six, that would have been my worst.
Wow. Okay. Fair enough. Well, it's funny you mentioned number 4 because my number 4 is my worst. Fan 4 Stick. Or Fantastic Four, if they could get their writing right. Oh God, this fucking movie. Oh God, this fucking film. You know what? There's an argument to be made that the first 20 to 30 minutes of this movie are better than anything the other two put out. Yes, but the other two were self-awarely terrible. This was masquerading as a good movie.
Yeah.
And it is not. It is fucking bad. There is literally nothing redeeming about this film other than the people they cast.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Were the right choices, were it not for the fucking awful script.
Yeah. And
Doesn't
studio
matter.
involvement. There's something you said, and I always agree with it. You can tell where the studio got involved.
Literally. The moment they get back to Earth and it fades to black, there, like right there. Some cunt got involved, fired Josh Trank, who's a very good director, I will maintain. And yeah, it all went a bit wrong. But this movie sucks. There's nothing good in it. And I have to say, I'm going to say something monumentally unpopular. Fantastic Four are not relevant. Like, they're just not. Fantastic Four are not a relevant franchise. People going, oh my God, I can't wait for Marvel to do it. Okay, really? Really?
Do you know what it is?
Fantastic Four, bro. Here's how relevant Fantastic Four are. Marvel cancelled them. The comic book run got cancelled. That's how fucking relevant they are.
Do you know what makes a Fantastic Four relevant? Yeah, it's a franchise that people know. Do you understand? That's all it is. They had a cartoon and people knew who it was. So in this world where everybody's coming out of the woodwork and you've got stuff like Guardians, you're like, but when is the Fantastic Four coming? I can say I know them. I can say Flame On. It's clobbering time.
In
That's
what
why
world have we been in for the last 10 years where the MCU have premedicated their success on knowing?
No, but
Shang-Chi, Guardians, Black Panther. People pretend they knew these franchises.
If you want to be that person, this is your one chance because you've seen those comics. Do you get what I'm saying? You've seen those original films, so it's like, well, that's coming. Even Blade,
they're not relevant.
Unknown, is coming.
You can
back.
say what you want; they're not relevant. There's been four.
I'm just saying that's what it is.
4 Fantastic Four movies that have been made. 4. All of them have been bad. None of them have done numbers at the box office, despite people knowing them. The cartoon got canned. The comic book, Marvel's First Family, got cancelled. They are not relevant. Now, do I think that is actually interesting in the sense that they could make them relevant? Yes. But at this point, unless Kevin Feige does otherwise, they're not relevant. I don't see this overall excitement for them. I'm like, it's kind of like what I say to my own Chelsea fans about Graham Potter. Oh, give the guy a chance. I'm like, what has he done to earn my trust? He did really well at Brighton. Cool. Big fish, small pond. Now he's just been handed 300 million. And what do we have to show for it? A draw against Fulham and a draw against West Ham. Yay. So 300 million, AJ, that's what that buys you. People are starving in the world. We've got a cost of living crisis. But if you spend 300 million at Chelsea, you get a 0-0 draw with Fulham.
Yeah, there you go. Please don't talk about cost of living crisis. My gas bill. Oh,
you never answered me on that other thing, by the way. Did you do a fucking energy check on your house?
I don't believe one was done. I need to check, but I don't even at this point, at this point, bro. You know when there are questions that you're like, I don't want to get the answer because I'm screwed. That's where I felt. I was like, if I say, oh, by the way, was an energy check done? No. It's not like you say, you know what, here's 30 days notice. You're fucked. Do you know what I mean?
Move out.
So,
Move out.
Yes. You don't just get rid of owned property is the problem.
You don't own it.
Personally, that's not a problem, but I'm saying as a couple,
not your problem. Now, the fact that they haven't done an energy check and you've got a house in an E ranking, which means that you're paying more just for your gas than I am for my entire energy in my household, that then becomes your problem.
Yeah.
I think you should ask that question, AJ.
As I said, my mood has got better as the week has progressed. Can we just let's not make me play say what you say.
I still think we should play say what I say and ask the question.
I hear you. Ibrahim, 7 years in Tibet.
Love that film. Love that film. Very good. Brad Pitt film. Very good.
Yeah, I know it's it's on Netflix as well. And Mixed Memorabilia also said, can't believe 187 hasn't made anyone's top 10. I'll be honest. As I said, there are 2 sides to me. There are episodes where I'm completely shocked and I try to be fresh. A lot of this was fresh as well. But there are numbers that came into my head based on films. 187 didn't actually come out as a listed film. Otherwise, I would have done it. I must admit, I think it came up last night, this morning. So it was too late for me to find it. I had not heard of 187 before that. So sadly, couldn't make my list, Mixed Memorabilia. But I will look out for it. Because, hey, who doesn't like a bit of Sam Jackson. Guys, Nico and I are about to exchange our 1s and 2s because, hey, that's what we've done. In that time, if you could all just put out your top 10 or your top 4 movies so we can read those out shortly. I think we're going to piss a lot of people off because in 60 seconds has made your list. I think one of the most go-to films did not make the Rushmore. Can't make the Rushmore.
7.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, fair enough. Right. So in at number 1 for me, 12 Angry Men.
I get it. I get it a lot.
Listen, I toyed so much with your number 1. I actually rewatched your number 1 for the first time since I watched it. I wouldn't say it's the length that put me off. There is something about
fucking good.
It's an absolute beauty of a film, and that's what I appreciate so much watching it again. So much, it was unreal that you just think to yourself, and I think this is the other thing, it's the age of this film, but the way it just works is just
it's insane.
There was someone, I can't remember who it was, and if you're in here, feel free to put your comment up now. Someone once wrote into us, it might have been last January, it might have just been a random episode, and asked for courtroom dramas, and I think they'd done it at a time when I was kind of feeling like we should watch courtroom dramas, because I kind of like the way those stuff are delivered. It was that, and prior you had brought up 12 Angry Men, and it was something I said I really wanted to see. That combination of courtroom drama, being able to watch it, and you mentioning it and watching it, those were the 2 reasons I watched this film, and it just delivered absolutely everything I have looked for in it, like the same way I can say The Founder was this film that has just stuck with me. 12 Angry Men is also one of those pillars in my life that I just thought, there's not a thing wrong I can say about you. The deduction, the battle of emotions and knowledge, the debating behind it is, if you want to know what kind of films I would look for all day long, that is it. Just something that just feels, it has you changing emotions on both ways, from let's go with guilty to just shut the fuck up, dude, to actually he's got a point, to why are you being so stubborn, like let's hear it out. Every mix of emotion, every form of knowledge, deduction, and thought process that you could go through, this film has delivered in such a way. I just loved it. I know there are remakes, and also I want to watch it again because I'm open to watching this film again. I've only watched 12 Angry Men once, but it has stuck with me.
It's a sticker. It is an absolute sticker.
There's not a bad word for it from me. I love it. Very nearly made it number 2, but I was like, I wouldn't be true to myself. I would not be,
and that's what's most important. These are our lists. This is your list. You got to pick what's right by you. Look, man, it's such a fucking work of art, this film. The acting across the board, not just from Henry Fonda, the acting across the board is of the highest caliber. The pacing and the tension is of the highest caliber. The scripting, the attention to detail, dude. Even things like the lighting and the setting, that you can go into every single level of this film. It's very hard to find fault with it. Might I go as far as to say we've just found AJ's 10 out of 10?
You may well have. And you know what? It was actually hit me right now while we're going into this as well. You know where you talked about Three Billboards and its ending? This is kind of similar. In the sense of...
There you go.
in the sense of, did the kid do it? The answer is, does it matter? You know? Obviously, it doesn't in a social context, but in the basis of the film, plausible deniability. That's all we're asking for. If you have an ounce of doubt, would you end a man's life? And that's what it comes down to.
Big question, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That could be my number 10. That could be my 10 out of 10.
Could be your 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
12 Angry Men is AJ's Jaws.
There we go.
All right, to my number 1. I don't think it's over exaggerating for me to say this. The most influential film in cinema history? Question mark.
Well, put up your poster. I realize we've got the same poster. Look at the line on the top right.
What is the line on the top right?
Put it up.
The greatest foreign language film ever made. Yeah. I don't think that's paying it justice. It's so much more than just a foreign language film.
No, I agree. I agree. And let's be honest, in Japan, most of the films that they see from us are foreign language films.
I was going to say.
It's pretty ignorant.
Sugoi Americano Jin no movie desu.
But what I would say is it's one of the all-time cinema greats. Like let's take away foreign, because that's the BFI, that's not the silver screen dudes. But it is one of the greatest, and as you said, influential films that you can look on. There are so many tropes you can pull from
Between that and Rashomon, Kurosawa literally rewrote modern cinema. Like
So
these concepts. I mean, the thing about Rashomon, people are going to hate me for saying this. I've given a huge breakdown. You'll have to remind me on which episode it was, but I gave was it One Word Movies? Nice one. I gave a huge breakdown as to why one could make an argument for Rashomon to be one of, if not the most important movie ever made, because it created an entirely different means of storytelling which hadn't been seen before. The multi-angled, non-reliable narrator just wasn't a thing. The person telling you your story, you listen to them. That's just part of what storytelling is. You're going to tell me a story. I'm going to listen to you. I'm not programmed to question what you're telling me. It's not a political debate. It's a story. I'm going to listen to you and just enjoy the story, enjoy the ride. No. Not in Rashomon. Directly comparing Rashomon and Seven Samurai, I don't think Rashomon is as anywhere near enjoyable as Seven Samurai. That doesn't mean it's not better or worse or whatever. I'm not getting into that one, but it's nowhere near as enjoyable. Seven Samurai is a much more fun movie. And I mean, bro, the idea, I fucking went into it recently on Tremors. Tremors is Seven Samurai. Like there are so many films that just literally take this idea of, the siege, the 300 is Seven Samurai as far as I'm concerned, It's like, Seven Samurai is just everything. It's influenced all fucking popular cinema. It has. Like, you can't say otherwise.
Yeah. Even not your angry characters, you look at the angry samurai and you just see tropes of Logan in it. It's sad, but it's true. Like you just feel like he has.
Logan is Toshiro Mifune. Yes,
it's got it all. It does.
It's incredible. It is. It's definitely on the top 10 list of most important movies ever. Definitely. Mm-hmm. Oh, Gavin Mann, top 10 siege films. Hello, that's going on.
I like that. Oh, shit. Why is my computer frozen?
Cool. So we've now got the next 3 months laid out after March.
Cool.
Thanks for this episode. Cool. So shall we Rushmore this bad boy?
Can you see me moving?
No, I cannot.
Right. My computer has given me like a memory freeze, and I've got that famous rainbow.
Nice.
So it's really annoying because I don't know what to do right now to fix that.
Have we got the link for the ministry set up or not?
That will take seconds. That's not a problem. No. Right. Bro, do that. I'm going to run to catch a hard drive to try and create space because I think that's what the problem is. So talk because I'm frozen. So yeah, I'll be back in literally 2 seconds.
Cool, man. Right, I'm just going to go through everyone's starred messages first. So Richard J. Skarenki at the top said, Scream 2, Scream 3, Rocky 3, Rocky 4, Ghostbusters 2. These are all good choices. Biff the Hobbit said, my favorite movie with a number in the title is 5/25/77. Huh? I don't know this one, Biff the Hobbit. This movie was in development hell for 15 years. Somebody cleaned it up last year. The film is about a Lucas fan and Star Wars 1977. That sounds amazing. I need to check that out. Ibrahim Almala says, my number one will be You Only Live Twice. That's a good fucking shout, Ibrahim. Damn it. I didn't think of that one. Francis Lalonde says, Silver Screen Dudes, my top 10, Miracle on 34th Street, 12 O'Clock, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, 10 Commandments, 12 Angry Men, Seventh Voyage, The Magnificent Seven, 101 Dalmatians, The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, and 28 Days Later. I fucking forgot 28 Days Later too. There are too many number movies.
Too many number movies.
Gavin Mann says, 10-1. Black 47, 3 Days of the Condor, 187, 6 Shooter, 71, Into the Fire, 21, Jump Street. Shit.
Oh, that was on my list as well.
I'm surprised you didn't bring up Big Hero 6, I have to say.
It's been pulled up a few times, and do you know what kills me each time I bring up Big Hero 6? I love the story, but I get very edgy on it, and I'm like, you need to be able to talk about this better. So
Fair enough. 7 Psychopaths, Beyond the Infinite 2 Minutes, One Cut of the Dead, and Apollo 13. I'm surprised neither of us mentioned Apollo 13, you know.
Yeah, nearly made it. I did try to be completely fresh, though. I've got to be honest.
Yeah, fair enough. Riri Thomas says, My Rushmore, 310 to Yuma, 1917, 127 hours, and 0 Dark 30. That would indeed be close. That would indeed be close. Mixed Memorabilia says, not in any order. 1 Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, 12 Angry Men, 7 Samurai, The 400 Blows, 3 Idiots, 9 Queens, 187, 48 Hours, 13 Assassins, 24/7. I'm also surprised 300 didn't make your list, AJ.
Come on, bro. I just said I'm trying to be different, man. Like
Fair
300 would have been.
I'm just surprised. And Ibrahim gives the full 10 now. You Only Live Twice, 12 Angry Men, 21 Grams, Gone in 60 Seconds, Air Force One, The Hateful Eight. No, not The Hateful Eight. 1917, 7 Years in Tibet, The 40-Year-Old Virgin, 2001: A Space Odyssey. That's a nice, well-rounded list, Ibrahim. I like that. Right, which way are we going, AJ? I assume 7 Samurai and 12 Angry Men are going straight in.
Yeah, that's a guarantee.
Or is it?
Right. 1917 also made the list as well. I don't know if it's Rushmore worthy, but it's the only other film that made both our lists.
Yeah, I don't know if it is Rushmore worthy. Anything you would like to pitch for, AJ? And while you're thinking about that, Billy Mount, have I seen the Western remake and its remake with Ethan Hawke, The Magnificent Seven? Yes, sir. Francis Lalonde said, sad there's no love for Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. I've seen the Vincent D'Onofrio version, but not the original. Francis Lalonde says, damn it, never saw 21 Jump Street, saw trailer in theater, have only heard good things about it. 21 and 22 Jump Street are both
awesome.
Both fantastic.
Awesome. Oh. See, it's weird for Ocean's 11 as a bait one, 8 Mile. If we're going to talk like general, like populist votes, those would be my 2 that I would like lean to because like they are worthy of being in voting territory.
Francis Lalonde is saying throw 7 in to appease the fans.
This is the one time I feel it because I feel Gone in 60 Seconds just lost out, made it in, but I also feel like it should be in a Rushmore.
7,
like anytime we do a Rushmore, it should be in somebody's Rushmore.
Yeah,
but I feel like it helps for the battle. You know, I kind of predicted 7 being in there.
Yeah, no, I'd go with that. Okay, so we've got 3. We need to figure out one more.
So for one time only, guys, and literally one time only.
But that's the fan selection then this week is 7. So you and me have got to figure out the last one. And it's not easy.
It really isn't.
I actually don't entirely know where to go this week.
I'm kind of lost myself, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you because like part of me says go 8 Mile, but it's only because 8 Mile is recognized as opposed to it being. No, but do you get what I'm saying? It's not because of the quality of film, it's because of how known it is on a voting scale. Something like 25th Hour is cool, but it's not that, bro. I
have a naughty suggestion just because this is shitty. Just because you said it was okay at the top of the show, how about the Two Towers to make it a real clash of the titans?
No. Tempting, but no.
That's a serious Titan clash. That
Oh, bro, like we are
I know.
severely violating our own list by doing that.
I know.
It feels like 1917 is the one. It's
So
weird.
mixed memorabilia saying, but 7 wasn't in anyone's Rushmore. It was my number 9 for a while, and then Ibrahim Almala reminded me about Gone in 60 Seconds, and on the basis, are we doing it wrong by putting 7 in there?
I feel like we might be.
Okay, take 7 out. Take 7 out. I'm hearing what mixed memorabilia is saying, and it is violating our show. Put 1917 in there because it was on both of our lists.
So then it's down to the public then.
Then it's down to the public. Right, people, pick a movie. Pick a fucking movie. Do it now. Do it now. Come on. Francis Lalonde is saying 2001 A Space Odyssey, Samurai, 12 Angry Men, Magnificent Seven. I don't want to put Magnificent Seven in there.
No, because it's a blatant remake. It's two of the same
Yeah.
thing.
Gavin Mann says Rocky 5. No. AJ, I don't have the energy for this week. You pick. And I won't argue.
Bro. All right, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna hold on. Okay. No. Do you know what? I'll give it to you on this. Do you want to put Three Billboards in?
No, not especially.
All right, guys. I'm just gonna go on a popularist vote. 8 Mile or Ocean's 11, whichever one you guys put. The first 3 answers I see. Whichever of the first of those come out first gets in. Because hey, they're the most popular.
Sequels don't count, Billy. 8 Mile or Ocean's 11. Mixed memorabilia says Ocean's 11. Billy Mount says Jungle to Jungle. Great.
I thought Jungle to Jungle actually. It nearly made my didn't make my list, but yeah.
No, Jungle to Jungle was that one with Tim Allen, the remake of the French movie, right? Mini sequel. What? Sorry?
Un Indien dans la ville. It's exactly
Un
that.
Indien dans la ville. That's it.
Yeah. Are we going with Oceans? Because I believe
Gavin Mann said Ocean's 11, so that's 2 out of 3. Go with Ocean's 11. It's going to get coach carded.
It is if it is. There's not much we can do on that.
Oh dear. All right. Well, that's it locked in.
Cool. Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official Movie Mount Rushmore of movies with a number in the title in no particular order is
12 Angry Men.
Our second entry is
7 Samurai.
Our third entry is
1917.
Our final entry into the Movie Mount Rushmore of movies with a number in the title is
Ocean's 11, the Clooney edition. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Okay.
I'm not happy with that Rushmore.
It's weird. Honestly, I think 7 would have made it, but I really.
I did the voice. I did the voice. It's done.
Yeah, I know. It's locked in. Okay, guys. Well, you know it. Bit of an awkward one for us because we're not. There was no battle. There was no thing. It's just like, oh, really? You're the one that said. And no disrespect to the film. It's just, it's known. That's the reason it made it in. Okay, guys. So head on over to @MovieMT_Rushmore. But more importantly, head on over to @MoviePolls4You, fronted by good old JT from We Love Movies. And there you will see the 4 contenders, which are once again 12 Angry Men, 7 Samurai, 1917, and Ocean's 11. And next week we will crown the winner.
And speaking of next week, our topic next week will be the top 10 movies set in Los Angeles.
Cool.
That should be a fun one, I believe.
Yeah.
Also, guys, please do be sure to check this guy out on Daddy Goo. You can see my signature down here, Daddy Goo on YouTube. I'm doing my best to bring you 2 videos a week on there. One kind of comedy short 5-minute edit and one kind of longer live stream. I'm playing Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order at the moment. Then I'm going to move on to A Plague's Tale Requiem. Then most likely God of War Ragnarok, then probably Hogwarts Legacy. So stay tuned to the channel. Lots of content coming for you. Please do be sure, obviously, to follow us at Movie MT Rushmore on Twitter, as AJ mentioned. Find us on all podcast platforms. Go to buymeacoffee.com/movie dues to support us. Head on over to Ministry of Wrestling if you like wrestling and listen to all of us debating. And we will see you. Is there anything else that we want to plug, AJ?
Do you want to, if you want, you can do the thing one more time. I can read it out one more time, yeah. So, one more time, just before we... Actually, you know what? It's out there. It's all podcast platform, guys. Until the next time, I am the one AJ. He's Nico Lurot. See ya.
See ya. We out, guys.